It was a Sunday dinner like every other one. Same table, same faces, same quiet judgment disguised as family banter. My parents sat across from me, my sister on the side scrolling through her phone between bites. I had barely set down my fork when Mom sighed and said, "So, how's that little online thing you're doing?" She said it with that tone, the one that sounded polite but meant something else entirely. "It's going well," I replied. "Got a few more clients this month." Dad chuckled, shaking his head. "Clients? You make videos for the internet, not contracts for NASA. When are you going to get a real job? Son, something respectable." My sister snorted. "Yeah, maybe one where you actually wear pants." She laughed like it was the funniest thing in the world, and Mom joined in, softly, but enough to sting. I forced a smile. "I'm doing fine, Dad." "Fine." He put down his fork. "You're 30. You live in an apartment with peeling paint. You don't even own a car. You think that's fine." Every word landed heavier than the last. I looked at the people who were supposed to believe in me and saw nothing but disappointment. The same people who'd told me to follow my passion when I was younger, now mocking me for doing exactly that. "I'm building something," I said quietly. "It takes time." Dad leaned back, shaking his head like he'd already heard the punchline. "You've been building something for years." You know who else says that? People who failed. The silence that followed was brutal. My sister didn't even look up from her phone. I felt like a stranger at my own table. So I stood up, put my napkin down, and said, "You'll see." Mom frowned. "See what?" I didn't answer. I just walked out. Because deep down, I knew no amount of words could convince them. Only results could. That night, I went home, opened my laptop, and stared at my channel dashboard. 28,000 subscribers, 200 new that day alone. My latest video had just gone viral. Brands were reaching out, asking for collaborations. For the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt something different, quiet certainty. They laughed tonight, but soon they'd be the ones watching. And when they did, they'd see more than a man wasting time online. They'd see someone who turned ridicule into reason, someone they underestimated, until it was too late. 3 months passed after that dinner, and I didn't call home once. No family group chat replies. No birthday messages. Nothing. I buried myself in work. I stopped overthinking and started executing, one video after another, one project feeding into the next. The thing about humiliation is if you channel it right, it becomes rocket fuel. My videos started pulling in real numbers, hundreds of thousands of views, then millions. I launched a small digital course about storytelling and editing. Within a week, it sold out. My inbox was full of people thanking me for helping them grow their own content. And then came the email that changed everything, an offer from a mid-sized media company in Los Angeles. They wanted me to lead a creative team for a new online platform. Salary, benefits, relocation, everything I used to dream about while my dad called me lazy. But I didn't tell my family. Not yet. I wanted the truth to hit them naturally, not through my words, but through their own discovery. It didn't take long. One evening, my cousin texted me, "Dude, your face is on YouTube trending." Aunt Maria just sent it to the whole family group. Within hours, my phone blew up. Missed calls. Messages from relatives who'd barely acknowledged me before. Even my sister texted, "Bro, is this you?" with about 10 question marks. I ignored them. A few days later, Mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. She looked around, expecting the same shabby place she remembered. But I'd moved into a clean, modern apartment downtown. There were awards on the shelf, a new camera set up by the window, and a plaque from YouTube leaning against the wall. Her mouth fell open. "You moved?" "Yeah," I said casually, pouring coffee. Things picked up. She sat down, Still processing. We saw your video. Your father couldn't believe it. Your name was in the paper. Even your sister's friends are talking about you. I smiled faintly. Funny how fast people notice once the world approves. She looked ashamed. We didn't mean to mock you. We wanted you to be secure. We didn't understand what you were trying to do. I leaned forward. No, Mom, you didn't want to understand. You just wanted me to fit your idea of success, a job you could brag about to your friends. She sighed, rubbing her forehead. Maybe you're right, but your dad, he's proud now. He just doesn't know how to say it. Proud now. I said, where was that pride when I was eating instant noodles trying to make it work, when I was too broke to fix my laptop? She looked down. We thought you were wasting your potential. I nodded slowly, and yet this, I gestured to the setup around me, is exactly what my potential looks like. Mom didn't argue. She just sat there quietly for a while. Before leaving, she said, your sister's wedding is next week. We'd love for you to come. I almost laughed. The same sister who'd laughed at me for years now wanted me at her big day, probably so she could show off her successful brother. Still, I went. The wedding was a grand affair, everything perfectly staged. I kept to myself at first, watching the same people who'd mocked me now whisper about me like I was a celebrity. My dad approached me, eventually wearing an awkward smile. You did good, son. Really good. It should have felt satisfying, but it didn't. His words were too late, too practiced. Then came the moment that would flip the room. During the reception, the host introduced a surprise video, something my sister's husband had planned, showing family memories. But before that played, the AV team accidentally clicked on the wrong file, one of my latest brand collaboration reels, projected across the hall for everyone to see. My name, my voice, my company logo, all in front of hundreds of guests. People clapped. My sister's friends pointed, whispering excitedly. My dad looked stunned. My mom had tears in her eyes. When the host apologized, my sister shook her head and said, smiling awkwardly, no, it's fine. He deserves it. That moment, I didn't feel revenge. I felt recognition. All those nights I spent working while they laughed, it led here. To silence, not applause. To peace, not pride. For the first time, I didn't need their approval. I already had my own. After the wedding ended, Dad caught me outside near the parking lot. The music and laughter faded behind us. He looked uneasy, hands buried in his pockets. I owe you an apology, he said. You were right to follow your own path. We just didn't see it. Mom joined him, her eyes soft for once. We're proud of you, son. Truly. I nodded, not out of pride, but peace. It's okay. I stopped needing approval a long time ago. Driving home later, the city lights shimmered across my windshield. I thought about every dinner, every insult, every quiet night alone with my laptop. They once made me feel small. Now they felt like proof that belief matters more than permission. Their laughter had pushed me down. My persistence had pulled me higher. And in that moment, I didn't want revenge or validation,